welcome back to the bench and the bleachers. Today is November 2nd. Yesterday was, well, Game 7 of the World Series. I think easily, at least initially, and for whenever we talk about this World Series, we're going to say it's one of the best we'll ever watch.
Yeah, it was definitely the best World Series. I think just objectively that I've seen.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some bias for me because I was very invested in it emotionally, but I can't really remember a World Series that was this talked about. And it is because the Canadian team was in it and we live in Canada.
Yes, that's
But
true. I was going to say 2016
2016 was
would probably be
massive.
the next one.
Hey?
That one was
Yeah.
massive because of the 100, well, like 103-year drought.
Yeah, but
That's
I
obviously
think
going
this
to
was a
be
better
huge.
World Series.
Oh, for sure. Like even both game sevens were amazing too. If you think about 2016 as a whole, it was a good comeback.
Yeah, this is just exactly what baseball needed.
Yeah.
This was by far the best World Series of the past 10 years then. It's not even
Oh,
close. It's not
100%.
close. The Nationals Astros series in 2019 was really good as well. But if you were going to show someone like a series or something to watch baseball and be like why this sport is so great, because there's just so many great characters on both teams. Like so many people that just kind of get caught up in like there's no real villains. There's no one who people around baseball don't like. Like everybody loves Max Scherzer. Everybody loves Vladimir
Yeah.
Guerrero. The one guy's Ohtani,
I mean,
but people hate him because of his greatness, not because of anything else. They'll try and knock him down. People really got an appreciation for Yamamoto. I hate Blake
oh
Snell,
yeah,
but I'm in the
big time.
minority. Like Freddie Freeman's maybe the most beloved guy in baseball, and the Dodgers are one of the most historic franchises, and the Jays represent an entire country. There were just so many great
Hmm.
storylines, so many great narratives. It's just a shame that the Blue Jays couldn't win.
I love how the Dodgers such a hated team, but there really isn't, like you said, there really
You
isn't a
hate the
player on
franchise,
there
you
that you
don't
can
hate the
single out
players.
as a bad guy.
Yeah, like you hate the franchise more than you hate the players because the players are actually
Yeah,
very
like,
likable.
and if you hate a player, it's because you're a rival and they're very good.
Yeah.
Like, it's not because they're an objective bad person or causing problems on the
No, the
field.
only guy who I hate
They're
on the
just really
Dodgers is
good.
Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, you can't hate
I
Kershaw either.
really don't like Clayton Kershaw. I think he's very unlikable.
You feel good for him,
I don't feel
though.
good for him.
I
No,
mean,
he
yeah,
said it was a storybook ending. Your storybook ending, to me, as a pitcher, the storybook ending is if him and Max Scherzer retire today. Max Scherzer's the real storybook ending. Is he went down swinging on a team that mattered. Don't give me the
he also did more in the playoffs. Kershaw sat in the bullpen for
yeah.
like
Max
90%
Scherzer
of it.
was an emotional leader wherever he went. He could have stayed in one place his entire career, but he kept trying to win. And there aren't many people who don't talk highly about him. And he certainly wouldn't take a locker away from somebody else by giving his kid a locker at Dodger Stadium. Like, you know,
Can we talk about 4 World Series for 4 different teams for Scherzer?
yeah.
That's impressive.
I don't know if anyone's had a career like him across sports.
No, and he didn't. Other than getting traded to the Dodgers, he didn't go to the usual suspects of
No,
teams.
Max Scherzer elevated wherever he went.
Yeah,
The Dodgers, hey, I get it. Everybody went to the Dodgers, and you wanted to pitch like with Clayton Kershaw and have that be a thing. But he went to Washington. Nobody had
yeah,
Washington.
and then you left when your contract was up. You chose to go to Texas and win a World Series with them.
Yeah,
Actually, no, he got traded from the Mets to
yeah. He
Texas,
went to the
right?
Mets was him. The Mets was him chasing. But like that Mets team was doomed from the start. They were just so flawed and top heavy. But
Yeah,
the interesting thing with Scherzer is he's really every place he's been, his impact is huge. And normally, a lot of those old guys at the end of the career, they're either key contributors or they're really big in the clubhouse. He's both.
yeah,
He had some big outings for the Jays this postseason in the CS and the World
huge.
Series. They probably don't get here if it isn't for Scherzer. Like being able to pitch himself out of trouble, and you add in the veteran experience because they needed that. This is a really young team, like really young. And when your best pitcher is 22 years old right now, it's Trey Savage, right? Like it's great to have the yin and the yang of having Scherzer there. So I would rather have Max Scherzer's career than Clayton Kershaw's.
Yeah, that's fair. I Does he have more Cy Youngs than
To me, though,
Kershaw?
Kershaw has three, Scherzer has two.
Okay,
Oh, no, I'm saying
that's
like
a
as a
little bit
thing,
different.
like that could be. I don't really think that matters. I think the thing about Kershaw is he got so complacent. He got so complacent after his peak. He was content with just falling. Max Scherzer never was.
He was chasing that 3,000th strikeout. Everyone
And that's
knew he got that
okay.
and he was
That's
retiring.
totally
Yeah.
okay. But at the end of the career, if Max Scherzer chose to chase wins, not rings,
Hmm.
and his stats probably suffered because of that. He was okay taking extended periods of time off to get healthy for the playoffs. He was okay with that. Clayton Kershaw, we all knew why he was doing it. It's okay to call it selfish because when you're the best left-handed pitcher of the past 25 years, maybe him and Randy Johnson, you've earned the right to be selfish, but you're still being selfish.
Yeah. There is something admirable about his entire career being on one team though too.
Not really for me.
No, you don't think so?
He was a great servant
A
for that
whole
team, but
career.
like he's been the one constant. But to me, if you're a team lead, like I just don't like the fact his son has a locker. That just really pisses me off. I think that's so.
You're really hung
No,
up
it's
on
just so
this.
fucking bush league. It's so bush league. Like that's so ridiculous to me.
Hey, it's gone. It'll be gone in
And it's
come
not hate at
spring.
his son. It's just a hate of the whole system of like that's just not major league. The whole Dodgers, it's like
Okay.
they do everything properly, but because like Kershaw wants his kid around a lot, that's fine. But like, don't give him a locker with all the guys. Like, I don't know. I just I really respect the Dodger players. I don't respect their coaches or their staff.
Okay, that's fair. Should we talk a little bit about the games?
I
Because I
think
feel
there were
like
so many great games.
there were and a lot of great moments too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of unlikely heroes like I mean Miguel Rojas. That was
Off the top, that
that was
is the most
incredible.
unlikely
That
hero.
was absolutely the completely unexpected guy. The number 9 hole hitter. After Hoffman gets Kike, you're thinking, okay, it's going to be super cinematic. It's going to be Otani with the last
Yeah,
out.
we're gonna have the World Baseball Classic
Yeah,
moment
exactly.
again.
And then that's why we love sports so much is the number 9 hitter, the utility middle infielder flips on his head. It absolutely connects with a pitch out to deep left field. It was maybe the most shocked I've ever been watching sports. But that was a huge
Yeah,
contribution, from the Jays, the Barger pinch hit home run was absolutely, or the pinch hit grand slam,
it
sorry.
was a grand
Pardon me.
slam. Yeah,
Pinch hit grand slam was massive. Ernie Clement, I think he set the playoff record for hits with 30
and
and
singles, hits
singles.
and
And yeah, he had
singles.
23 singles and 30 hits. Doing this all while playing gold glove defense. If he has another
Huge.
season, not hitting 400, but if he has another season hitting like 250 or 270, he's probably one of the 50 best players in the league or one of the 75 best players in the league because he plays gold glove defense. No one ever
Hmm.
talks about his gold glove defense because he plays.
No one talks about it. Unless you're doing what Ramon Laureano was doing back in
Uh,
2018. No one
yeah,
talks
well,
about
here's the thing
defense
with
though.
Clemento. If you look at his WAR stats, they're like he had a 5 WAR year this year, hitting 250.
Yeah,
Like he's
crazy.
one of the best defenders in baseball, and he hit
He's
400 in the
nominated
playoffs.
for 2 Gold Gloves.
Yeah, he might. And well, they're not going to give him both, which is just stupid. Like I don't know how a guy can get nominated for both of them.
He should be the utility Gold Glove
Yeah, he should be.
for sure.
No, he should be. I agree.
Like he played so many positions and he played them all well.
Yeah,
Like
he was great. Guerrero was absolutely unreal this year. He had so many great moments. I mean, and then the Schneider Guerrero back to back home runs started the game off Snell.
huge.
That was
Yeah.
incredible. Like there were so many great moments. Yoshinobu Yamamoto
18 inning
just
game.
shoved the entire time.
Yeah.
Like that was a
It,
bum guard.
that might be one of the most deserved World Series MVPs.
100%. He
He
put the team on the.
carried.
He
You take there's a lot of instances you can say, oh, someone fills in for that role of whoever the MVP was. Not in Yamamoto's case. You win 3 of the 4 games. You come in to relieve in Game 7. He also tried to relieve in the 18 inning game
he
too.
volunteered.
He was in the
He
bullpen
volunteered to do
trying
it.
to warm
He
up.
volunteered. He said, if we need someone to pitch, I can pitch."
He's a dog.
And what we're
Like
forgetting too
absolutely insane.
is, do you remember last year? People were kind of critical of the move. Like they gave a lot of money to a guy who never pitched in Major League Baseball
Yeah.
before. There were a lot of guys questioning it, and now he's probably
MLB players questioned it.
openly at the time, and now he's at
Yeah.
worst the 5th best starter in the league.
Yeah, like that was the whole thing. This playoffs was like, oh, Yamamoto, he's up there, top 5 starter in the MLB, top 5 pitcher in the MLB because we saw what he did in relief.
100%. And I think they mentioned on the broadcast, but this was maybe this was up there with like Randy Johnson in 2001. He wins game 1,
Yeah,
he wins game 6, and then he relieves Schilling in game 7 and closes it out. That just doesn't happen. Like
no,
because
it
it
doesn't.
just takes a lot of balls to go up there and say, I don't have everything that I have. Like I don't have my A1 game. I'm tired, but I can still get us the outs we need to win. So,
And he came into a tough situation in the ninth inning.
oh yeah, like I mean,
Like he didn't come
The Jays
into
should have won in the bottom
clean
of the ninth.
slate.
They not being able to find a way
No,
to get a run across with the bases loaded and one out is really embarrassing.
it was yeah that you look back that was obviously the opportunity to win it, assuming the ninth inning home run still
Yeah.
happens.
No, yeah, I just think Yamamoto, that may have been the best performance we've seen since Bumgarner, maybe. When
Yeah,
Bumgarner went like 3-0 in
probably
the World Series and was just.
maybe Strasburg 2019,
I
but he
feel like the
didn't.
Strasburg in 2019 was way more just about the playoff run and how good he was
That's true.
consistently,
Yeah,
where
that's
there
true.
weren't as many moments for him. But I mean, Strasburg did essentially sacrifice his career to win in 2019. And when you
Yeah,
look at all the arm damage he suffered, and I mean his history with arm damage, and to just pitch through it, and pretty much destroyed the right side of his arm, like his shoulder on down.
the entire arm from shoulder to
Yeah,
finger,
it was
completely
pretty much
done.
destroyed after that, and but
Yeah,
I mean they won, so
yeah. Other
Blake Snell
also
might not be that
Varland.
bad. I
Other than like his stupid
I
comments,
gotta say
though,
though, I kind of agree with him.
you can't say that after back-to-back home runs to start the game.
That's
And oh,
unlucky
they're just
though.
unlucky.
That is genuine.
It is unlucky, but it's
I know
also a
you
good
can't
hit.
say
You
it. It's
have to
one of
be able
those
to
things
admit
you
that.
can't say, but it's like yeah, like you probably did get a little bit unlucky, but you should never say that. But like I actually kind
No.
of like that. His like I don't give a fuck villain arc. It's kind of a likable version of him.
Yeah.
But no, like this Dodger team, they executed when they had to. That's kind of been their story. Actually, that's not kind of been the opposite of their story. Is when the chips are down, they could not get it done previously. Um,
Yeah. Before last year, they were in some rough areas in the I love how I get myself sidetracked here. The narrative has completely changed about the playoffs and the Dodgers as a whole. Before 2024, it was, oh, the 6 seed format is awful. Look what the LA Dodgers are doing. And now it's the LA Dodgers are ruining
yeah,
baseball.
I don't think you can ruin sports by
People's
being
change
good.
so
I know
quickly.
it's ridiculous, and I'm like, you know what? I saw a team that was very beatable.
They were. That's why it went to seven.
Yeah, some people say the Dodgers are ruining baseball. No, teams who don't want to put up a fight are ruining baseball. Teams who think why bother. If your mentality is well, they're good, so why should we try and be good? You're in the wrong business. Okay, like
Yeah.
teams like the Brewers who have a great year as a one seed and then start shopping in the off season, ridiculous. That kills sports. Teams like the Dodgers keep
Yeah.
sports alive because they give you a villain. They give you a villain to root
They
for.
bring viewers in. People aren't coming in to watch whatever the Cincinnati Reds are doing. They're coming in to
Unless it's
say,
made.
"Oh, Yamamoto, Otani, Sasaki. Look at all these amazing players that can be brought in to a team and contribute."
Yeah. The only thing more important than a hero is a villain. And the Dodgers and Yankees give you a villain in both leagues to root against. The best place for baseball to be in is for the Dodgers and Yankees to be good and lose in the end. And you need that. It's no fun when the Yankees suck. It's no fun. It's because you're punching down. It's no fun when the Dodgers
They
suck.
need to be good enough where you can see them lose in
Yeah,
October.
you just want to see him get casually losing 5 games in the DS or the CS even. Like you just want to see him lose. And that's good.
Yeah.
It, if there's no good villains, it makes teams like the Blue Jays, it makes them less important. If there's no Yankees or
Yeah.
Red Sox to beat, it doesn't matter as much. So it's really important to have teams who are going to go after the big free agents who are going to win a lot. That's really important, and I don't think it's ruining baseball. Look at how they got all those guys. The Rays blew it up with Glasnow. The Rays blew it up with Snell. Actually, the Pirates traded Glasnow to Tampa. Remember that, right?
Yeah. And the
Snell ended up leaving. Uh,
Snell went to the Padres, then the
yeah,
Giants.
the Angels could not retain Shohei Ohtani, right? That's 3 of the 4 horses, and they shoved the money and took a big risk on Yamamoto. That's how they get the 4 aces. You look at the Braves gave up on Freddie Freeman. They're probably their second best hitter. The Red Sox gave up on Mookie Betts, their third best player, and who played a great shortstop all series. Right? Like this is not a superstar team of them just throwing the bag at people. It's them being very opportunistic and aggressive and saying, okay, we see a great player. We're going to do what we can to go and get this great player.
Hmm.
I don't understand the hate for it. I think I would love my team to operate like that. And they're doing it in
Yeah.
California with incredibly high taxes for all those NHL people who say it's unfair if you're in Florida. It's like it's not because the Dodgers you're paying half your goddamn salary in LA. So I don't think it's not.
To be fair, one of those Dodgers players is making as much as an
Hey,
NHL
hey,
roster.
hey, hey. Everybody else could do it. They didn't discover something new. They're not the Christopher Columbus here. Like, uh, I just don't. If you're going to complain about the Dodgers, complain about Dave Roberts being a bad manager and getting credit for being a good one.
Yeah. Complain about the 11 or 12 teams whose payroll is lower than the Dodgers luxury tax.
Yeah, like if you can't afford to
Like
pay your team probably what 150, you probably shouldn't be an owner.
even 120. There's teams below
Yeah.
120.
It's just
Like
that's kind of the state of baseball that we're in now is a bunch of like bootlickers are like, well, my like you know, like that Pittsburgh beat writer a couple of days ago. I'm like, I'm sorry, if you can't afford to field a World Series team, you're in the wrong business, guys. Like I'm
yeah.
sorry, sell off some stake in the team, bring in some investors. Like the thing about the Twins, for example, they cannot afford that team. They're so that organization is so racked up in debt. They had a fire sale at the deadline. That's what's wrong with the game. That's what's wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like it's the teams who just do not want to consistently spend money. They'll spend for 2 years and be like, that's fine. And now they've hired the biggest loser in baseball the past couple of years. They've hired Derek Shelton as their manager. So it's that's the disheartening part. And the anger is oftentimes misguided towards other organizations and institutions instead of the one in your home city.
That's a lot of things. You're always mad at the people doing better than you.
That's just life.
That's just life. You see someone doing better than you, you're pissed.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck the
Yeah, you think
Dodgers,
you're better than
the
me. You know what I mean?
Yankees.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. Is oh, you think
Why do you get to have all
yeah.
that? Well, because they put in the effort. They went out and got all of that. They weren't just Rob Manfred doesn't go, all right, Mookie, you're a Dodger. No, the
Yeah, that's not how
Dodgers
this
took the
yeah, that's
risk.
not how this game works, right?
They made the business moves to bring him in.
Yeah, they were just really aggressive and confident in their pursuit and they built a really good team. They have a great minor league system. Like I'm so sick and tired of hearing about how good the Yankees farm system is. Guys just get ranked higher. No, guys just get ranked higher because they play in New York. That's it. Like the Yankees don't develop anybody good.
They don't focus on
But they
fundamentals.
always have like
They're
eight guys in the
worried
top
about
100 and you're like that's just not true.
yeah. It there's a reason Dominguez hasn't done anything at the MLB.
Oh yeah, he
Left.
fucking sucks. So easy to hate too. So easy to hate.
It's just because he's a Yankee.
Yeah.
Like
Well, yeah,
the
he has
moment,
that classic Yankee asshole thing to him for going on. So
yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about for the World Series,
World
or
Series wise, um, John Schneider wasn't as out of his depth as I thought he would be. He was still
no?
made some decisions for me, but I don't. He didn't lose to them in the series in 4 games like I thought could happen.
No, to me, it was just one decision. It was the game three, seventh inning, choosing to pitch to Otani in a
Yeah,
one-run game.
that was.
That's the only one that really sticks out when you're making moves to bring in
I
your
wonder if that was
speedy
more Pete
guys and your
Walker than
defensive
John
players.
Schneider though. I think that was more. I
Hey,
think that was more Pete Walker than John Schneider.
sure, you could, yeah, that could be the case, but I still think that's the only actual mistake
Yeah, well, I
that
agree. I
management made.
think I would say actually like the biggest winners from this World Series would be Atkins and Shapiro. I mean, they've taken
Yeah,
so much shit in Toronto, and they've been so. You have to admire their resilience for saying we know that we can build a team off of contact, speed, defense, starting pitching, and 1 or 2 stars, and they did, and it worked. This
yeah.
approach to this approach to a team worked.
They really showed how to build a pure team without signing all the top
Yeah.
free
They
agents.
said we
You
can build a
developed your.
balanced team, and they did. We all thought
They did. They very much
we
did. This
all
team
thought
was
they were wrong.
insanely
We
balanced.
all thought they were wrong, and they knew what they were doing. They built a balanced hitting lineup, a really good mix of power, contact, and speed. They built a really good bullpen. They made great, like the Louis Varland acquisition was incredible. Like, the guy breaks a record for most appearances in the playoffs, and he's doing it almost exclusively in high leverage situations. He's the first guy out of
Yeah.
the bullpen. I mean, if you're a J fan like I am, having team control for the next 6 years on him is incredible. Like he's
Hmm.
the ultimate like fireman. Throw him out there with the bases loaded, nutouts. He's gonna get out of it. Like he'll pitch himself into trouble. He'll pitch himself out of it. You feel comfortable with him on the mound.
Yeah, look, we know what happened to the Blue Jays last year, but clearly this was just a case of you do learn from your mistakes.
Yeah,
You got a new hitting coach who
yeah.
just
Popkins
really
really
taught
turned them around.
they the best contact hitting team, led the MLB in hits. They hardly struck out.
Yeah, they're just a great bat on ball team.
Hopkins just needs to go pen to paper, figure out how to hit Yamamoto, and they're
Yeah,
World Series champions.
Chalky's good. Yeah,
Like I don't even want to see him next year in the regular season. Like
yeah. No, yeah. Enjoy that, man. My thing now is the other thing that I think from the World Series is Bo Bichette's contract going to be as a shortstop or as a second baseman?
it's a second baseman. He was incredibly outplayed by Andres Jimenez defensively,
He was not
and
close to 100% though. Yeah.
that's
But
true.
but watching the games as a J fan, Jimenez would get to a ball or he'd get close to a ball, and you'd say Bo Bichette would never even be close to that baseball. His
Yeah.
his Bichette actually reminds me defensively a lot of Derek Jeter, where he looks really good, but and like he can make good throws, but his range is just so limited. They're not
Mhm.
a huge negative defensively, but they're not a huge plus. And I think if you're the Jays this offseason, it's the perfect time to pay Bo Bichette a lot of money, and he's your second baseman, and you flip Jimenez to shortstop, which may have been the plan
Yeah,
all along.
you are paying Jimenez a lot of money. Put him at the more prime defensive
Yeah,
position. Make his glove a little more valuable
yeah, I 100% agree.
because clearly the bat
Yeah,
doesn't work.
and if it's,
Hopkins was amazing at turning a lot of hitters around. He couldn't figure out Jimenez, so
yeah,
stick him at
Jimenez
shortstop. Make him a
is
little.
still a very professional hitter. He still gets bat on ball and doesn't strike out a lot, but the hitting's just not there.
No, he was one of those 1 year wonders.
It's a lot easier to have a negative OPS plus shortstop than a negative OPS plus second baseman, though.
Yeah,
So,
shortstop is a much more
yeah, so
prime
I think that
defensive
move makes
position.
sense. But if you're the Jays, you got to be encouraged going into next year because they can run it back with pretty much the same team.
They still have to sign Bichette
Yeah,
though.
that's the big one. But
That is the big one.
can I also say maybe a healthy Anthony Santander helps this team?
I was gonna say the same thing, because clearly, if you come back from an injury and you're hurt right away, it was clearly a problem before you were hurt
No,
as
he
well.
was not. He was never close to being ready.
No, that the postseason showed me that
Yeah,
immediately that he was
but
never 100%.
but I think there's reason to be optimistic because I mean, if you throw him in a healthy like the Anthony Santander of last season into this year's Jays team, fits like a glove.
Yeah, that's the power bat that you need.
Yeah,
Because Vladdy's regular season, he's amazing, but he's a line drive hitter.
yeah. So I mean, having Santander in there who can give some of those guys in the outfield a little bit of rest and is is just a difference maker. Like it's not why they lost, but it would have been a big help to them in the playoffs having real
Yeah,
Anthony Santander. So I don't see why the Jays can't play like this next year, especially
I think.
especially with a full season of Trey Savage now.
Yeah, that too. I was gonna say, assuming Bichette's healthy. I think the biggest question, or re-signed, the biggest question is George Springer going into next year because he'll be 36, turning
He's
37,
not going
coming
to
off
play
of
as well as
some
he did this
weird.
year, but
No, coming off of some weird injuries too.
that's where Santander has to fill the void.
That's very true. Yeah. Maybe Schneider takes a few more quality at bats in the year. Varsho, you assume, is healthier,
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody's
but
hurt in October. Every
that's true.
ball player's hurt in October. We've just got to get to spring trading to really find out how healthy everybody is.
Yeah, that's why my only
Yeah.
question is with Springer because he's 36 now.
I think my question with Springer is going to be how healthy is he in July? That's where I'm more
Yeah,
going to be at because he's going to have all offseason to rehab and train. But how healthy is he going to be after playing 60 games? After playing 100?
that's why I think he'll be DHing more than he was this year.
1,000% agree. 1,000%
As
agree.
as it's a smart management decision. Like without taking his bat out of the lineup consistently, that's the only way to give him consistent
Yeah,
rest.
and he's going to need to take rest. Like
Yeah, especially if you're coming into next year with the intention, obviously one win away this year from winning it all. Your intention is to at least
you were
make the
2 outs
playoffs at
away
bare
from
minimum.
winning it all this year, right?
Two,
Like
yeah, fuck.
you were 2 outs away from winning it all this year. So to me, I think the mentality has to be how can we get this team ready for October? And
Yeah,
I don't know if there's going to be a big starter available, but that's who you should be going after.
like in trades,
Yeah, I think
Joe Ryan.
if they get Joe, can you imagine this rotation?
Go after another Twins starter.
If they now have Trey Savage, Joe Ryan, Kevin Gosman as those are your three guys, that's really scary because Brios becomes
Yeah,
your four or Bassett.
Who- Bassett is a free agent.
They're probably going to re-sign him to like a 1 year deal.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
good.
Can we say Bassett insane out of the bullpen?
And I was
Like,
really against that. That is where I was proven completely wrong. Is I was pro
yeah,
Scherzer, very anti Bassett, but Bassett went in there and immediately was able to up his velocity a little bit, was able to really be efficient. He was tremendous. But so he may earn a contract somewhere else better, but he could easily be the number five guy for the Jays next year if he wants.
and then you just do the same thing with him. Bullpen in
Yeah,
October.
because I mean, again, this is assuming that they trade for Joe Ryan, which I kind of want.
In the dream off season.
Yeah, well, the dream off seasons you trade for Joe Ryan, and maybe you trade for Dylan Cease, and you run that rotation. You copy the Dodgers and say, look, we need four guys. We get Ryan, we
Yeah.
get Cease, and Gosman's our five, or yeah, Gosman's our four now. Like, can you like that Blue Jay team is really scary, and I just say, look, they're going to need to probably trade one of Namala or JoJo Parker. I'm always team trade the guy who's ranked higher, who's younger. I would probably trade JoJo Parker because
Okay,
a lot more can go wrong than can go right.
that's very
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
like when you're a high school shortstop and you're ranked in the top 50, I feel like you can make that move and to get a guy who helps you win now. But it depends on what the
Mhm.
Twins want. If you know, I was shocked Ryan wasn't traded in the regular season.
Well, he almost was.
Yeah, he almost
Because
was.
it was very
I
close.
think he was really close to Boston, right? Was that the?
I believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I think there's a little bit of actual news we should go
Yeah.
over quickly. Some stuff that happened throughout the course of the World Series. Tarek Skubal is reportedly available for trade. What an awful time for the Tigers front office to announce something.
Yeah.
You just watch a team in a very similar situation as the Toronto Blue Jays extend their star player to a huge deal, build around him for the year, and become 2 outs away from the World Series champion. And your initial approach to the offseason is to trade away your superstar player,
It's
who is very likely going to be back-to-back Cy Young winner.
he's the best pitcher in the American League, but it's not even close.
Yeah.
Don't give me the Garrett Crochet shit. Um, I just think this has been one of the weirdest contract extension sagas I can remember because the
They,
Tigers
it's a
aren't
slap in the face.
close. They're not even close, Keenan, to his asking price, which is, by the way, incredibly reasonable. It's
Yeah,
been really, I mean, again, you want to talk about ruining baseball? It's not the Dodgers, it's the Tigers ruining baseball. This goes
Scott
to the
Boras is
LCS.
his
This,
Scott Boras is his agent, and he's not the problem in this
yeah, I mean,
negotiation.
how many times have we said that the Boris Mafia has acted incredibly reasonable? Like, this is why Boris is the way he is because when he actually does act and negotiate in good faith, he gets fucked like this.
Yeah,
Scott
this is
Boris, the hero baseball needs. Coming up next. I just,
the one time. Yeah, the one time Boras is being reasonable. Just pay him what he's worth. Nah,
nah.
we don't want to.
Yeah,
We'll trade him.
Boris was okay with a hometown discount, and they still said
Yeah,
"fuck you." It's so funny, it's so funny. Like this is why we are where we are in baseball. This is why lockout's coming, guys. Is because these teams
yeah.
fucking suck.
Boris is like, look, this guy carried you guys to being 1 win away from the ALCS in 2 straight years. We don't want him.
No, we're good, bro.
We're good.
We got Terry Skubal at home.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you just kicked him out of your house.
Yeah, it's so stupid, man. It's so like it's frustrating as a baseball fan to watch teams just be like, nah, I'm okay. Nah,
This
top two pitcher in the league wants 10-year deal with us. No, we're good, bro.
wants to take a hometown discount. This is the one, other than Tigers fans just projecting, no baseball fan can be mad at one of the big three teams in spending for signing Tarek
No,
Skubal after
I mean,
2027.
and again, if a team trades like two top 100 prospects for him and like gives the Tigers another like major league quality player, it's not that team's fault he was that easy to get. It's the Tigers'
Yeah.
fault for not locking him down.
He is a future Hall of Famer if he keeps this up.
Give him 5 more years of playing like this, yeah, why not?
Yeah, and you're just getting rid of him just because you don't want to pay him. That's the
And he
problem with
wants to
baseball.
play for you in Detroit. That's once in a
Yeah,
generation shit right there.
you had your chance to build a winning culture, and you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm pretty over the Tigers as like a fun team. I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, I was on the train the last 2 years.
Bold prediction for next season: the Reds will have a better record than the Tigers.
There you go. Is this assuming Scooble's
Yeah,
gone?
if
Okay,
Scooble's
that's
gone, the
that's a
Tigers
very
might win
fair.
70 games.
Yeah, yeah, they are losing a lot of games if Scooble's gone. Bryce Harper is pissed that the Phillies are considering trading him. I think it's Dombrowski is their general
Is
manager.
it still Dave? Is it Dave Dombrowski? I want to say Dave Dombrowski's still the GM there, but
It's trying to tell me it's Rob Thompson. That's their
I
manager.
don't
Thanks.
really. I don't understand the frustration because you've continued to not perform. Like what when you consistently have a team that's top 10 in payroll, wins the division or comes close to it, and you're the leader of that team, and that team isn't winning in the playoffs, they're gonna have to shake things up. They're gonna want it. They don't want to just keep running it back. Keep running it back. It's what has hurt Philadelphia every single year, and it's why I've been
Yeah,
so out on them every single offseason. As I say, they're gonna have a great regular season. They're gonna pull the wool over your eyes, and then bam, then they lose because they cannot find a way to fight back in games and in series. It's just not in their DNA.
yeah, yeah. Dombrowski's the president of baseball
Yeah, he's
operations.
pulling the
So
strings,
yeah, he's pulling the
and he's not
strings.
content to sit on the
You got to
bench
shake it
anymore.
up.
He's not. He knows his job's on the line.
Yeah, you're gonna. This is gonna be probably a wild offseason from Philadelphia. If the initial rumor
Schwarber's a free
is,
agent too.
yeah, so is Ranger Suarez. I think Real Muto as
Is
well.
Trey Turner a free agent?
No, he's still there for a little
Okay.
while. But if the initial rumor, not even a rumor, if the initial report coming out of Philadelphia is we're considering trading Harper, this is going to be a weird
They might just
offseason
blow
for
it up,
Philly.
Keenan. They might just say we're done,
They might blow it up.
and that means Wheeler's done. That means that they'd move Nola probably.
Yeah, someone's got to take that Nola contract though.
Well, that's if you're moving one of them, just move both of them.
Yeah, but Nola's been bad.
Yeah, do you remember how bad he was like third time through the order? It's like in Philly, it's like the fans knew that, and like that was how educated
Yeah,
they were. He was like that every fucking time through the order this season. He was so bad, and I actually,
I think his year was like above
I've
6.
always been a big Nola fan because I think he's a battler up there when he pitches. He really gives it everything he has, but I think he's just pitched a lot. He's just pitched.
Just lost his touch this year.
He could not. Yeah, I agree. So I think if you're Philly and you do blow it up, the only guy left could be Alec Boehm.
Yeah, Castellanos maybe because no one wants to take on
No
that
one
bad
wants,
contract.
dude. There's a lot of
Maybe Stott as
there's
well.
a lot of bad money in Philadelphia right now. There's a lot. Of bad money.
Yeah, they bought. This is the difference between the Dodgers and the Phillies. Two teams who made very similar offseason approaches. The Phillies bought high, and the players fell
And the
apart.
Dodgers buy low.
The Dodgers buy low, or just take the players people don't want for some reason.
Well, they took Kike Hernandez back, and Kike Hernandez is really good again. like, like they got Rojas for what, peanuts from the Marlins? Like, and
Yeah, and he saved their
yeah,
season.
they just buy low, sell high. It's so simple. Why can't everybody do it?
They don't even really sell
They,
though.
they never. It's just
Buy low and
buy
trade.
low, milk the asset as much as you can.
Yeah, but yeah, should be a fun off season in Philadelphia.
Fun off,
We
yeah,
touched on it
fun
there.
off season in general.
Fun off season. It's got its
This
moments. It's
might
a
be the
baseball
last
off
off
season.
season and no salary cap.
Yeah, it could be, or at least no salary retention at all. No floor, no cap. Who knows what
And
happens?
keep it that way. And keep it that way.
Maybe a
Hate a
floor
floor.
or
Hate a floor.
something to
No, I hate a floor. I'm
you hate
I'm
a floor.
more
You don't
anti floor
even
than
want to
cap.
force these teams to spend
I'm more.
more.
I completely no. I'm more anti salary floor than I am salary cap.
Okay,
Salary floor to me is the ultimate cop out.
I was gonna say you need at least a little floor
No,
because
no,
you got teams spending below the
I don't
NHL
care.
salary cap.
I don't care. You don't want to spend money, we're not going to make you, but they should implement my system of if you're not competitive, we're going to take your fucking money. And we're going to take your players and we're going to take your picks and we're going to turn that city against you. So that's how it should be. You don't want to spend money? Fine, but we're going to start fining you for not being competitive.
Yeah. Uh,
It's that easy.
Unfortunately, realistically, there is going to be some kind of cap and
Yeah,
floor.
Keenan, let's all be negative and unreal. Realistic.
Is that
You
negative though, or is it just what's going to happen?
know, it's what's going to happen. Like, obviously, the billionaires are going to enable each other. Whoa, shocker, right? But like, fucking, they've brainwashed all these morons on Twitter and Reddit who are like, oh, if it was an even playing field, it is an even playing field. There's no rules. You
Yeah,
all operate under the
there
same
is no
guidelines.
restriction at
There aren't
all.
rules for like the Jays, the Dodgers, and the Yankees and everybody else. You all play under the same rules on the field and off the field. You just want a fucking pacifier and training wheels for your team so your
Yeah.
owner cannot spend any money. All right? I got worse. This is the real world. Billions of dollars at stake. No one's going to hold your hand. All right? A salary cap and a salary floor makes this more like a board game than actual sports. It's stupid.
Yeah. Your lack of payroll doesn't make your farm system bad too. If you
Yeah.
look
How the
at the
fuck does
Pirates and
Cleveland make the
Marlins, those
playoffs every
crappy
year?
teams.
They pay nobody any
Yeah.
money, and somehow they get to the DS every season. It's because your organization, their baseball ops department, isn't talented. That's why you're
Hmm.
complaining, because they cannot identify good managers, good coaches in the farm system, and good players on cheap contracts. They can't do that, other teams can. It's not their responsibility to give away good players to subsidize your losing, which is pretty much what a cap
Yeah.
and floor do. Is it makes it easier to be bad and harder to be good, which is stupid.
Hmm.
It should be
Yeah.
just ugh.
The
I hate the salary cap and floor. Don't put it in baseball. That's why it's so great.
yeah. Look, you can add some blankets that the NBA has or something
The aprons,
like
maybe the aprons is kind of
aprons.
interesting.
Yeah, sorry, not blanket, but like realistically, what an apron could do, and this is just spitballing right away, like prevent a team like the Dodgers from having so much international money because realistically, they are outbidding teams
How
in this
about
situation.
how about an apron system, but in the reverse, where you have to spend a certain amount of money every year, but it's
There
not
you
the
go.
floor, not the floor. I would say instead of a
But
floor,
an apron system on the floor.
maybe that's a way to compromise, but I would say the punishments cannot just be spend this money or else. It has to be fines of draft picks and free agency restrictions. If you're gonna do a floor, do an apron system, do it tiered, do it properly. Don't just do a hard floor, right?
Hmm.
You can sell me on a tiered apron as long as the punishments are fines and draft picks and free agency restrictions.
International money.
International money,
Yeah.
dare I say, I don't know how else you can affect them, but whatever you can.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only problem with that is some of these teams at the bottom don't draft well or bring in international free agents anyways. Like
Yeah,
the
but
Pirates, what
Keenan,
do the Pirates
I
do?
think from a local marketplace standpoint, if your ownership isn't spending money and they don't get first round draft picks, why is that owner not going to be run out of town and forced to sell the team?
That's fair. That's fair. You could see. So what realistically, what this could do is just a couple years of absolute dog shit ownership from Bob Nutting before he's basically ran out of town.
Bob Nutting should have been thrown off a bridge 2 years ago.
They try. Like they honestly
I
try.
honestly, it's just like Bob Nutting is an embarrassment to baseball. Those like
He
John
is. At
Fisher.
least John Fisher's. At
No,
least John
Fisher's
Fisher's
embarrassing
doing what
too,
he
though.
wants.
Fisher still sucks. Like John Fisher.
He sucks, but at least his plan is working. Bob Nutting is
Yeah, but
just
Keenan
turning
Fisher's
everyone
plan was
against him.
predicated on 20 years of fucking over a marketplace.
It was,
Like,
but somehow it worked.
I have no time for John Fisher.
No, and that's fair.
If you're gonna be a bad owner, be like Artie Moreno. Be the old school bad owner who's overly involved in the actual operations of the organization and spends too much money. That's
Yeah,
okay, whatever. But like, if you're not gonna spend any money, like, don't be surprised when people hate you.
that's that's the best way to put it. So, what are your predictions for 2027 then? It's a little
That's
whiles away. How much of the season are we losing?
in the lockout after next season. I don't know, man. Baseball historically can never get out of its own way.
No.
I need to see what this offseason's contracts look like.
And who signs like
Yeah, who
who
signs for how
signs these
much?
players?
I would, yeah, because we'll see. Are they short term or long term deals? That's going to be the real
Yeah.
key. I think they either don't play in 2027 or they play the entire season. I don't see a 40 game lockout really.
Yeah. It could be like 2022 where you miss a week and
They
then we're
may miss a
back.
week or two of spring, or we just miss the whole season. It depends how
Yeah.
hard the play. Because if the players don't want to cap, they're not going to cave in August for it, right? Like,
No.
they're not going to
The
play.
season would be gone. This is the worst time for it too.
Yeah,
Historical World Series. The numbers in Canada were already like 19 million before Game 7. I don't know if they've been released for last night's
it
game
must have been
yet,
up there though. Surely it was.
but it's going to be up there. And you got the World Baseball Classic to kick off the 2026 season. You can only assume that's going to build even more hype for the regular season, and then playoff baseball again. Baseball is back, and the owners don't want it to be.
Baseball was very close to being back in the early '90s, remember? And then the strike killed it.
I don't remember because I wasn't alive.
That wasn't as funny as you think it was.
No, it
Sit in
wasn't.
your
It didn't.
silence, buddy. All right. But I'm just
It worked
saying,
better in
historically,
my head.
whenever baseball's up, baseball very quickly brings itself down, just have to bring itself back up again. It's it's ridiculous, but it's kind of why we love it.
It is. It's in a good spot. Even if we lose 2027, it's in a good
Yeah,
spot.
it is. There's
With
a lot of really
the
good
rules that
young
have been brought
stars.
in.
A lot of really good young stars. Very exciting stuff. Bobby Witt's the top
Yeah.
5 player maybe, and he's no one even.
And guess what? The Royals paid him.
Oh, you can wait. You can do that. You can
You can
pay
do
your
that.
players when they're young for a long time.
And you keep them for that whole time. You know what that
Cool.
helps you do? Sell tickets and merchandise and win games.
My mind's blown, Keenan.
I know.
I didn't
It's
know you
such
could
a
do that. I
simple
didn't know you could
concept.
sign good young players to affordable contracts when they're young because they want financial security. I didn't know that. I didn't.
I didn't know that either. And he's choosing to stay in Kansas City. That means Detroit can definitely do it.
Yeah, who the fuck wants to live in Missouri?
Uh, anything else?
Nothing on my end. I just feel like, actually, no. There's something on my end.
All right.
This whole World Series saga and playoffs has shown me how little the average talking head on a sports network knows about baseball. They know nothing. It's they just know nothing.
There were so many teams so shocked that Toronto was good. Or sorry, so many of these
Who's this Trey Savage
people.
guy? Who's this? Has he pitched before?
Yeah.
Fuck, like it was so hard to watch and listen to. Really upsetting. But baseball's in a good place. That's all I'll say. Baseball's in a good place
Baseball,
from a baseball perspective. The media coverage of baseball is really poor.
yeah, it really is. But after a World Series like this, you can hope that you get a little bit of better media coverage.
Yeah,
That's
you're
it.
not, you aren't going to, but you will.
I can be hopeful. I can be optimistic for a minute.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm going to embrace that optimism with you, Keenan.
There you go. All right. We'll see you guys next time.